My ex lied about divorcing me because his mistress was pregnant. Looking at the liver cancer diagnosis in my hand and the early pregnancy test strip, I breathed a sigh of relief. The liver cancer was his. The kid was his best friend's. To keep me from getting suspicious, he gave me the house and all the savings. I looked at him sympathetically. Honey, aren't you worried I'll make this fake divorce real? He smiled gently. Then I guess I deserve it. I shook my head. Poor guy. I turned around and married his best friend. He looked at me in disbelief. Baby, don't you love me anymore? I clutched my wallet. Back off. I'm not your wife anymore, and I don't have to take care of you. My husband, Jason, was kind and sweet and treated me great. But that didn't stop him from cheating with his junior from college, Tiffany. When I first found out, I felt like my world was ending. But Jason works in investment banking, making 10 grand a month. His salary is high, and I didn't want to give that up. Plus, he has a really good buddy, a rich kid who's handsome and polite. I kinda liked him. Before, since I was married to Jason, I could only think about it. After finding out about the cheating, I didn't feel that moral constraint anymore. Jason's good friend is Alex. He's also Jason's colleague. Whenever they had a project or Jason got drunk, Alex always brought him home. I found out about the cheating because one time Alex brought a wasted Jason back. He looked at me meaningfully and said, "Sis, you should really go out with Jason more. Otherwise, guys just can't control themselves." After getting Jason settled in the bedroom, he left. I quickly chased after him and asked, "What do you mean? Explain yourself." Alex, cornered, showed me intimate photos of Jason and his junior. His junior is a total user. She'd been hitting on him since college. But Jason was determined to be with me, so I didn't pay attention. I went through Jason's phone. I didn't find anything on his main social media account. But he had a burner account. It was hidden deep within a bunch of apps. They were constantly sending explicit photos to each other. I recorded all the chat logs. I thought about making a presentation to expose them both. But I felt like that would be too easy on him. And he's so good at making money, I really couldn't let go. I found out about Jason's cheating 2 months ago. I just dragged it out. During this time, Alex showed me unusual attention. One time he brought Jason home. Jason was completely wasted again. We both managed to lift him onto the bed in the bedroom. As I was struggling to take off his clothes, I suddenly felt a hand on my waist. Then a warm body pressed against me. I was startled and whispered, "What are you doing?" Alex held me and whispered, "Sis, I've liked you for a long time, can't you tell?" I struggled. "Let go of me first. Jason cheated on you. Why are you still with him? I'm younger, richer, and I don't cheat. Sis, be with me. I'll treat you well. How about it?" Before I could refuse, he kissed me. After 3 years of marriage, we barely did it anymore. Once a month. And we didn't really kiss. I used to suspect Jason was drained by work. Later, I figured he was probably drained by his junior. Now Alex's hot, sticky kiss made me feel something. With Jason sleeping next to us, it felt even more exciting. But I hardened my heart and slapped him. "Get out!" He covered his face, which was flushed. Then he left. That weekend, new neighbors moved in upstairs. It was Alex. He had just graduated and started working in investment banking. He enthusiastically came over and told us he'd moved in. We were neighbors now. Jason didn't suspect a thing. Soon after, Jason said he had to work overtime. After Jason left, Alex came knocking. He said he went to see Tiffany again. I said, "How do you know?" He clicked his tongue, then showed me a photo. Tiffany had sent it to him. "Why would she send it to you?" "She wanted to hook up with me." I said no. And she said she had plenty of other guys to prove how desirable she is. I rolled my eyes and was about to close the door. But he stopped the door with his foot and came in. He suddenly pulled me into his arms. My face instantly turned bright red, and my heart raced. "Sis, he betrayed you. Why are you still waiting for him?" I pushed against his chest. "What are you doing?" "I'll call the cops." "Don't tell me you don't feel anything for me." "Then why were you secretly looking at me?" I bit my lip and whispered, "How do I know if you're just a setup from my husband to trap me into cheating, so he can use it as evidence to force a divorce?" A look of surprise flashed across his charming face. Then he laughed out loud. Do you think this is a TV show? I snorted. Then he immediately picked me up and threw me on the couch. He pinned my struggling hands above my head, making me unable to move. He chuckled. How about this? I'll give you leverage. When we're done, you can still report me for assault, okay? He started kissing me, and I really struggled. After a while, he asked, You don't have cameras at home, right? I shook my head. Probably not. But he still got up and used an app on his phone to scan for devices. I just watched him, my clothes messy, my face red. I kinda wanted it too. It had been a long time since I'd been with Jason. It felt like being a widow. Even though I wasn't even 30 yet, I had needs. The scan was done. He pounced. When he was taking off my pants, I stopped him. He thought I was faking it. But I called out to him, Do you have a physical checkup report? He wilted. Then he swore. He took out his phone again to show me a checkup report. But it was from a month ago. I wasn't really comfortable with that. He left. He said he was going to the hospital for a checkup. He left even faster than Jason usually did. My mind was filled with his charming face, and his warm, wet breath, and the feeling of his fish-like kisses on my skin. I changed into a pair of shorts. I kind of understood Jason now. This feeling was really good. After 3 years of marriage, the passion between us had long faded. It had been so long since I felt this excited. In the afternoon, Alex came again. He was wearing a suit. While I was looking at the report, he pulled off his tie and tied my hands. He kissed me and asked, Sis, are you comfortable now? I weakly resisted no. He immediately looked like he was on something, his eyes bloodshot. Afterward, he held me and lay on the marriage bed Jason and I shared. I was a little scared. What if my husband comes back? He picked up his phone. He's not back. They're still at the hot springs. I said, oh. I started kissing him again. I still wanted more. I'd been abstinent for too long. When Jason came back, he also looked exhausted. I was concerned, honey, you don't look so good. Are you feeling sick? I saw the message Tiffany sent Alex on social media. To have more fun, Jason often took pills. That's why he was useless at home. We only did it once a month, and it always felt like a chore. Dry and boring. Totally meaningless. Jason's expression instantly became unnatural. Too much overtime, just a little tired. Then get some rest. I poured him a glass of water. Then I went to the washing machine and took out the bed sheets to dry. There were a lot of marks on them from the afternoon. I had to wash them. Jason started working and socializing again. He drank at least 3 times a week. Every time, he got completely wasted. Alex would bring him back. I would unbutton Jason's shirt, and Alex would unbutton mine. Sometimes I would look at Jason's face, so nervous. Alex, on the other hand, was incredibly excited. I was starting to really enjoy it. Jason had to go on a 2-week business trip. This was pretty common. That's how their projects were. I moved directly into Alex's place and lived with him. It was just 1 floor up. During this time, my resentment towards Jason lessened a lot. Before, I hated him for betraying me. But now I understood him. Because married life is really boring. Besides, life is so short. Why should you tie yourself down to just one person? If I had a husband and a lover, my energy would be spread out. If I focused less on Jason, he definitely wouldn't feel my love was heavy and suffocating. It was a win-win-win situation. Jason probably thought the same thing. After all, I was in charge of his debit card. Every month, I transferred his salary to our joint account. But that joint account was in my name. Another 2 months passed like this. In these 2 months, Jason seemed to have run himself ragged. His complexion looked worse and worse. Coincidentally, my best friend gave me a discount for a physical checkup. I thought, even though Jason hadn't slept in the same bed as me for a few months, he was still messing around outside, so it would be better to get him checked out. So I sent him. The checkup results weren't out yet. Alex sent me a screenshot. It was a message from Tiffany. Wanna have some fun with a pregnant woman? I'm pregnant. I bit my finger. She was pregnant. I was a little anxious. A cash cow like Jason was really hard to find. Someone like Alex was just for fun. He wouldn't be responsible. If Tiffany was pregnant, would Jason divorce me? I hadn't figured out a plan yet. The hospital called me and said Jason's checkup report wasn't good. I rushed to the hospital to get it. Suspected liver cancer. It still needed further confirmation. But my best friend said it was pretty much certain. And Jason usually smoked and drank constantly when he was socializing. When he got drunk, he was out cold. So it was highly likely. I looked at the report and suddenly felt a little sick. My best friend looked at me sympathetically. Don't tell me your husband has cancer, and you're pregnant too? I frowned and went to buy a test strip. I was actually pregnant. My best friend spoke from the heart. Don't blame me for being cruel. You can't keep this child. Not to mention he's probably going to die soon, and you'll be raising the child alone as a woman. Plus, with his liver cancer, the gene isn't good. The child is likely to have a genetic predisposition to cancer. I asked in confusion, what do you mean? My best friend explained that if someone in the family has cancer, the probability of other relatives getting cancer significantly increases. I was startled and quickly called Alex. His magnetic voice came through, smiling. Missing me again? I asked him, does anyone in your family have cancer? He was taken aback. No. My maternal grandpa died at 80, maternal grandma at 79. My paternal grandpa is 88, paternal grandma is 80. They're both still alive. What, do I need a full family physical checkup just to sleep with you now? I said, oh, none of your other relatives either? We don't have many people in our family. None yet. Want me to introduce you? I pouted, you're shameless, but I'm not. I hung up the phone, and my best friend looked at me in confusion. I giggled, the baby's dad is healthy. He showed me his checkup report a while ago. My best friend gave me a thumbs up. My girl is amazing. One at home, one outside. I smiled shyly and told her what happened. When I mentioned Jason's cheating, my best friend was furious, cursing him as a John-on scumbag, disgusting, worse than an animal, saying she knew he wasn't a good guy. When I talked about Alex, my best friend said, baby, you're amazing. Awesome. 666. A role model for our generation. I didn't want to get rid of the baby at all. Even though Alex's morals weren't great, he was handsome, had a good education, and his genes were decent. And Jason was done for anyway. I would use this child to pressure Alex into marrying me. Then I'd have another cash cow making 10 grand a month. But I didn't want to deal with Jason either. I didn't want to live with him anymore. It felt unlucky. I went home. Before I could figure out a plan, I saw Jason looking at me excitedly. Jason grabbed my hand and said, honey, a developer our company is working with has a discount for employees buying homes. If you're single and don't own property, you can get a 20% discount. I looked at him blankly. Because he was so good at making money. We had already used up our eligibility for buying property. We had 2 properties under our names. Now we had to pay $3,000 in mortgage every month. Thinking of this, I felt uneasy again. My salary was only $900 a month. If I lost Jason, the mortgage would crush me. Jason continued, honey, we can't miss out on this deal. Huh. I looked at him blankly. He was about to die. But he was still only thinking about money. He said, let's get a fake divorce, put the properties in your name, and I'll buy the discounted company property. Fake divorce? It meant getting a real divorce certificate. I didn't say anything. I looked completely unconvinced. You're not trying to trick me into divorcing you, are you? Jason quickly said, how could I? Why would I trick you into divorcing me? I'm giving you the properties and the money. You have to believe me now, right? I still didn't believe him. That night, I gave Jason the red wine my best friend gave me. He slept like a log again. I took his phone and unlocked it. That's when I found out the truth. Tiffany said to him, I'm pregnant. Aren't you going to marry me? What's so great about that woman? All she does is spend your money. Her monthly salary is only $900. If we get married, our household income will be over $200,000 a year. You're about to get promoted to $30,000 a month. Do you want her to split the assets with you? Jason was about to get a promotion and a raise? He really was very capable. I was so envious of him. Such a high salary. If I were him, I'd choose Tiffany too. She could have fun with him. And her salary completely crushed mine. Looking at it this way, Jason still had some genuine feelings for me. He didn't just divorce me directly. Jason didn't answer. Tiffany said again, my child can't be illegitimate, or I won't have the face to live. If you don't marry me, I'll make a presentation of all the bad things you've done and send it to the company email. Because of this threat, Jason decided to appease Tiffany first, get a fake divorce from me, and marry her. I looked through his search history and found that he had searched for how to buy fake certificates. I didn't know if he planned to use a fake certificate to trick Tiffany or me. The next day, Jason brought it up again. He even brought Alex over to convince me. He said the properties from their company's client were a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I still insisted I didn't want to divorce. Jason said he'd give me the properties in savings and promised he wouldn't trick me. I reluctantly nodded. We wrote up an agreement, went to the Bureau of Civil Affairs, and got the divorce certificate. Jason said we should go all the way with the act, so he moved into the company's single apartment. I grabbed his hand. Honey, you won't abandon me, right? I looked pitiful, I know. I can't make money or please people like those women outside. But honey, I truly love you, sob. Jason hugged me and affectionately stroked my face. Those women outside are materialistic and shallow. They're no match for your innocence and kindness. Be good, honey. When I make more money, I'll buy you a bag. I nodded. Jason moved out. Alex sent me another screenshot. It was a message from Tiffany. I'm married. Jason and Tiffany got their marriage certificate that afternoon. I put the checkup report in my bag, planning to take it to Jason's company. And Alex, I had to find a way to get him to marry me. Otherwise, what would I do about the mortgage? Although I still had a lot in savings, I was like a Pichio, only letting money in, not out. Even though Jason cheated, he was still pretty good to me. I still couldn't hide his illness from him. Besides, he now had a new wife. They could face the illness together and show the greatness of love. I wanted to give them this chance. As for Alex, I couldn't think of a good plan for now. The day after the divorce, I went to Jason's company. I was carrying a bento box I bought. Then I saw Jason and Tiffany walking out arm in arm. My bento box clattered to the ground with a loud noise. The sound was so loud it attracted a lot of attention. My tears fell like a broken string of pearls. Jason immediately pushed Tiffany's arm away and called out to me in a panic, honey. I took a step back and shook my head, you and her. You guys. Let me explain. Explain what? Tiffany's strong voice rang out. You're already divorced. You're still messing around here. Tiffany stared at me unceremoniously. Sister, Jason is my husband now. I hope you respect yourself and don't be a mistress. Don't interfere in our marriage. Alex scratched his head and said to me, sis, Jason got married again yesterday afternoon. He really is someone else's husband now. Try to move on. I looked at Jason stubbornly. Honey, didn't you say it was a fake divorce and we'd get remarried? Tiffany scoffed. If I didn't trick you like that, you'd still be clinging to him like a leech. Enough. Jason shouted, sternly reprimanding Tiffany. Then he pulled me to a corner. Jason said, honey, I'm sorry, but Tiffany, that woman, she slept with me while I was drunk and got pregnant with my child. I had no choice but to marry her or she'd ruin my reputation. Honey, believe me, I only love you. I sniffled. Really? He nodded. If I didn't truly care about you, why would I give you the properties and savings? But you already have a child with someone else. Honey, after she gives birth, I'll divorce her and remarry you. I'm just appeasing her for now to minimize our losses. Honey, you've always been so understanding. You have to understand my difficult situation. I said I understood. Jason took me back, giving Tiffany a warning look. I put on a show of being the wronged wife and said to Tiffany, Miss Tiffany, thank you for having my husband's child. Thank you for taking care of his needs when he's busy with work. For the sake of the child, I'm willing to step aside. You have to take good care of my husband from now on. When he's drunk, you need to take off his clothes and clean him up. He likes to eat sandwiches and milk in the morning. He usually likes spicy food, but don't. I said a lot of things to watch out for regarding Jason. The people around us were stunned. They all praised my virtue and generosity. I added, if you're too busy, I can go with you to your prenatal appointments. I can even help you with the postpartum confinement. My husband's child is my child. Honey. Jason looked at me affectionately. I looked at him too. Tiffany couldn't stand it. Willow, you're so shameless. Your husband is mine now. You're divorced, can you stop calling him honey? Also, you're so fragile. Can't you live without him? I don't want to see you get out. I felt so wronged. Jason said angrily, Tiffany, watch your attitude. You should be calling her sister. Sister, my ass. Tiffany tried to rush over and hit me. I was startled and immediately hid behind Alex. Jason went to stop Tiffany and even slapped her. Haven't you made enough of a scene? You've completely embarrassed me. This kind of main wife versus mistress drama happened all the time at their company. It wasn't that big of a deal. Alex stroked his chin, watching the show, and said to me honestly, I can't even tell who the real wife is and who the mistress is anymore. After the scene died down, I said, forget it, honey. No, Jason. You should just live well with Tiffany from now on. She's a hero in our family, carrying on the family line. I turned to Tiffany again and said, thank you, Miss Tiffany, for having a child with my ex-husband. I shook my head and sighed again. Don't fight over me anymore. I'll just leave. I don't want anyone fighting because of me. Otherwise, it'll break my heart. Someone next to me said, I haven't seen such a sensible and virtuous woman in a long time. Why would Manager Lynn give up such a sensible woman? Manager Lynn didn't give up. This woman is devoted to Manager Lynn for life, even without the title. Manager Lynn will have the best of both worlds from now on. Honestly, that's probably what he was planning all along. Jason looked at me with heartache and guilt. I took his checkup report from my bag and said gently, honey. No, Jason, your checkup report is out. I brought it to you specially. I haven't looked at it yet. Before I used to look at it with you. Now that privilege belongs to another woman. He took it blankly. I hugged him and said, I'm leaving. Then I picked up my bag and left, leaving everyone with a lingering impression. Alex quickly said, Manager Lynn, I'll see sis out. I hailed a cab by the roadside, and Alex followed me into the car. He hugged me and started kissing me intensely. I pushed him away. What are you doing? He looked eager. I missed you so much, sis. The driver looked at us with disgust. I started crying. Are you even human? I just got divorced and you're doing this. He hugged me and comforted me. Don't cry, don't cry. You still have me, right? Back at home, he pushed me onto the sofa and was about to get intimate. I half-heartedly went along with it, telling him to be gentle. A few days later, I still hadn't figured out how to get Alex, this unreliable rich kid, to marry me. He seemed to like me, but he kept calling me sis. I thought he liked married women. While I was still figuring things out, Jason called me again. His voice sounded tired. Honey, I'm at the hospital. Can you come see me? I was surprised he called me now. His voice was low. I have liver cancer. I gasped and quickly asked, how could this happen? Jason said, if you hadn't been concerned and told me to get a checkup, I wouldn't have found out. Honey, can you come see me? I hesitated. It's not that I don't want to go, but I'm pregnant now. It's not good to go. There's a lot of radiation in the hospital. You're pregnant? His voice was full of disbelief. We haven't slept together for months. How are you pregnant? I swim a lot. I don't know if it's because of the pool. Never mind. Honey, I'm going to burn incense for you and ask our family ancestors to bless you. I hung up the phone. I turned off my phone. I played on my tablet. The door opened again. I was living at Alex's place now. I asked in surprise, why are you back? He looked at me, asking in disbelief, you're pregnant? I originally wanted to drop this news like a bomb, but I really didn't know how to do it. I could only nod. I said, this child is yours. My husband and I haven't slept together for a long time. He said, no wonder you asked me about my family medical history the other day. I hugged him, my voice soft. Alex, let's get married and give the child a home. I'll be a good wife. You can mess around outside and I won't interfere. As long as you bring the money back. He looked at me strangely. Then he smiled. He smiled so beautifully. Okay, we'll get married. I wanted to get our marriage certificate quickly, to avoid any complications. After all, he looked rich. But I was also afraid he was just pretending, and would end up draining my money. So I found my best friend. We arranged to have dinner together. My best friend said to Alex, Willow's mom died in a car accident. Her dad remarried, and she was mistreated by her dad and stepmom. After getting married, her husband cheated on her. She's had a really tough life. You have to be good to her. Alex nodded obediently. I'll definitely be good to sis. Then he held my hand and looked at me affectionately. I also looked at him affectionately. My best friend said, Willow doesn't have any family support. I have to look after her marriage. Willow is innocent and kind and doesn't care about anything. But honestly, women suffer a lot in marriage and bear the huge cost of childbirth, while men only get pleasure. I don't approve of Willow getting married, especially since she just experienced betrayal in her last marriage. But she's determined to marry you. She's so in love with you. I'm really afraid you'll betray her too. After all, your character is. My best friend made a look that said it all. I quickly said, baby, don't say that about him. He couldn't help himself. He didn't mean to be the other man. We're true love. Alex quickly nodded. I'll definitely be good to Willow from now on. My best friend looked at me in disappointment. You're completely siding with him. You're not even married yet. What can I say about you? You're just a lovesick fool. I protested. I'm not lovesick. I just like Alex. I leaned against Alex, looking at my best friend sweetly. My best friend pointed at me and said to Alex, she's an idiot. I'm really worried. There's a lot she doesn't think about. Let's talk about the marriage details first. Oh right, how much dowry are you planning to give? Alex hesitated and looked at me. I said, I don't care about the dowry. I only care about you. My best friend put on a stern face. Then I don't approve of this marriage. I pouted, you're my family. How can I get married if you don't agree? Alex looked at me, then at my best friend, and said $88,000? Is that okay? I don't have much cash on hand right now. I was immediately touched. When I married Jason, it was only $38,000. I was getting a higher price as a second wife. He really did like married women. My best friend covered her mouth and smiled, exchanging a look with me. She said, actually, what we care about isn't the money, but the sincerity. Since the dowry is settled, what about your salary in the future? I'll hand over my salary. We quickly got our marriage certificate to avoid any complications. I also received the dowry and his debit card. He didn't earn as much as my ex-husband yet, but he would probably live longer than my ex-husband. After getting the marriage certificate, he took me to meet his parents. He hid the fact that I had been married before. He said I was pregnant, and that I had a proper job. Although my salary was low, I was a teacher, so I didn't have to work overtime and could take care of the family. His family accepted me because I was pregnant, even though they were reluctant. Then his family wanted to hold the wedding before my belly got too big. Unexpectedly, Jason came to find me again. He looked emaciated. My eyes immediately turned red, and I said heartbrokenly, honey. No, Jason. What happened to you? Jason's angry expression softened immediately. His eyes were red. Honey, I missed you so much. You don't want me anymore? I bit my lip. It's not that I don't want you, but you're already married to Tiffany. How kingy? Sobi. He said, I've already divorced her. When she found out I had liver cancer, she aborted the baby. How could she do that? When you needed her the most, how could she leave you? I said angrily. I thought she was a good person before. Honey, come back to me. I don't have much time left. I know that in this world, only you truly love me. I want to spend my last days with you. As we were talking, the elevator opened, and Alex walked out. Alex saw Jason and was very enthusiastic. Manager Lynn, are you feeling better now? Jason frowned. Why are you here? The wedding room upstairs is being renovated, so I'm staying here temporarily. Jason said, oh, congratulations. You're getting married. He looked at me. Did you rent out your place? Are you that short on money? Can't you afford the mortgage now? I can't make money anymore either. How about you sell one of your properties, honey? The doctor said there's a special medicine, and I need money too. I looked at him in horror. A special medicine for this terminal illness? Seriously. I couldn't bear to tell him he was wasting his money. After all, he earned most of it. Honey, you can't afford the mortgage? Alex asked in confusion. Didn't I give you my debit card? Is it not enough? How about I ask my parents to lend me some money to pay off your remaining balance? He then said to Jason, Manager Lynn, come in and sit down. Jason's face froze. He looked like he had been struck by lightning. He said in disbelief, You guys. What's your relationship? He looked shaky, like he was about to fall apart. Alex held my hand and said obediently, Manager Lynn, we're husband and wife. We have a certificate. All right. The wedding is next month. You were even our matchmaker. You have to come. Jason coughed up a mouthful of blood and fainted. I called 911 for him. Watching the ambulance sirens wail away, I sighed. Nothing is more important than health. Jason's situation wasn't over yet. He called me. There was no love in his voice anymore. Willow, when did you get together with Alex? I misjudged you. I felt wronged, honey. I was too lonely after I left you. Alex comforted me. I admit I shouldn't have betrayed you, but I truly love him. True love is innocent. He coughed violently. Give me back my money. You loose woman. The savings and the properties are all mine. The divorce agreement is written clearly. I can't go back on my word. I'm not like you, breaking vows whenever you want. I'm not that kind of person. I righteously hung up the phone. I hugged Alex, feeling wronged, and said he hurt me. And now he wants to take back the compensation he gave me before. I didn't know he was such a person. Alex peeled an apple for me. He had quit his job at the securities firm. He took over one of his dad's companies. Ignore him, Alex said. I told you he wasn't a good guy. Jason came to my school to confront me. His parents came too. His parents started yelling at me as soon as they saw me. You little slut, you cheated, tricked my son into divorcing you, and ran off with all the money. Now my son is sick and has no money for treatment. You wicked woman. Give the money back to my son, or I'll make sure you lose your job. Some people had already taken out their phones and started recording. I cried and asked Jason, Honey, is this what you told your parents? Jason said with a cold face, Sell the properties and give me back the money. I need the money. Don't talk to me about useless stuff. I looked at him in disappointment and shook my head. You cheated yourself and are still blaming me. You're just taking advantage of the fact that I love you and doing whatever you want. His mom came over and pushed me. I hit the wall directly, covered my belly, and slowly sat down. The ambulance rushed over. I kept calling out while holding my belly. The police came too. The three of them were detained. Finally, under the mediation of the police, they paid me $2,000, and we settled privately. I sat in the car. Alex stared at Jason coldly and said, If you dare to touch her again, don't blame me for being rough. Jason's eyes turned red with anxiety. Willow, I was wrong. Please, can we split the money? I need money for the special medicine. I sighed. How much is one shot? $70,000 a shot, once a month. I looked at him, filled with pity. He did make a lot of money. He had some money, but it couldn't handle this kind of spending. I hesitated for a long time before saying, Then go ahead and sue me. By the time the lawsuit was over, he'd probably be gone. Alex got in the car. Jason was still yelling, Willow, you can't do this to me. You can't, you were the best before. I still felt I should be kind and help him a little. Honey, no, Jason, you're too anxious right now, so your mind is a little confused. Think carefully. How much money can you get from me? You know so many rich people. You shouldn't be focusing on me. I sincerely suggested, host a few more banquets. The gift money should be enough for you for a while. I shook my head. Or maybe you should hold your funeral first. The car drove away. I went home, took leave, and stayed in bed to rest and protect the baby. The next day, Alex and I both received electronic invitations. It was for Jason's divorce celebration. The title was, Divorced Twice in a Month, The Sorrow of a Middle-Aged Man Being Ripped Off. Alex laughed when he saw it and transferred $10,000. The message was, My heart aches for your story. I'll love your wife. I also transferred $999 as a gift. The message, I'm not like Tiffany, who left when she found out you were sick. If I had known earlier, I would have done anything to not divorce you. But what can you do? Fate is funny, and I have a new beginning. Don't be sad or upset because of me, because I really will feel bad for you. He held another celebration on the day Alex and I got married. The title was, Goodbye to this life, if you're my brother, come. Alex and I didn't have time. Alex transferred more gift money. He gave $2,500. I transferred $999. I saved you some wedding candy. Wishing you find true love soon. He immediately replied. Save the bouquet for me too. I heard it's made of pure gold. I looked at the golden bouquet in my hand, took a photo, and sent it. I can print this photo and burn it for you. Shoo, don't tell my husband, he'll get mad. He typed for a long time but didn't send anything back. The fact that I had been married before was eventually exposed. Tiffany told my in-laws. My in-laws stared at Alex and me angrily. I bit my lip and apologized. Mom and Dad, I'm sorry. If you can't accept me, I can leave. Alex also apologized. Mom and Dad, I'm sorry. I like men. I lied to everyone, and I tricked Willow into this marriage. His parents immediately sat down in shock, exchanged glances and cursed. What nonsense are you talking about? You're our only heir. His mom added, it's okay if she's been divorced before. Haha, it's okay. It just proves she's desirable. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief and told the security guards to kick Tiffany out. After the wedding, I asked my best friend to help me make a presentation. I sent it to Tiffany's colleagues. I also posted it online. Using Jason's name, it accused Tiffany of pursuing him relentlessly and then abandoning him and aborting his only child when she found out he had a terminal illness. Everyone on social media was eating up the drama. Soon people also sympathized with me, the victim. Especially since I was almost pushed into a miscarriage. Tiffany was fired. Jason's reputation was also ruined. However, he was really capable and smart. He used the popularity to start live streaming and selling goods. When I gave birth, Jason even came to see me. He looked radiant and said he had taken a special injection. He had returned to his gentle and elegant appearance, and even brought a new girlfriend. Then he said, Willow, I hope you can get a paternity test for the child. What if it's my flesh and blood? Alex paused while changing the baby's diaper. My smile also froze. He looked completely reasonable. Is there something wrong with what I said? I had already done a paternity test when I had some free time. The baby had a paternity test while still in the womb. If it wasn't Alex's, would he have married me so easily? His face turned pale for a moment. He said in disbelief, the child was full term. You guys got together in July last year, and we got divorced in September. He pointed at me with a trembling finger, and you have the nerve to say I cheated. I didn't cheat. Alex isn't a mistress either, I insisted. We're true love. Jason fainted from anger. No wonder we were married before. We were both equally naive. 6 months later, Jason still died. I silently lit a candle for him. Epilogue. The first time Alex saw Willow, he liked her. He was smitten. He just wanted to sleep with her. He found that she was also a little interested in him. But she didn't take the bait. Until he told her about her husband cheating. Only then did she loosen up. He originally just wanted to mess around. But he didn't expect her to get pregnant. He had to accept it. Besides, this woman was really crazy and ruthless. If he didn't agree, she might do something unexpected. Also, she was actually a good wife and mother. She kept the house in perfect order. She was the real wife, but she felt like a mistress. She could act cute, play dumb, show weakness and cry. She was also pretty and presentable. He gave in. Mainly he had a child, and he found it quite novel. They just lived together haphazardly like that. Alex still had various women around him hitting on him, but he seemed to have been broken. That crazy woman Willow said her previous marriage failed because her husband gave his tribute to other women. So for the success of her second marriage, he had to give his tribute every night. Every night. Even with medicine. Her best friend, somehow, got her some pills. After he took them, he felt completely drained. Let alone looking for women outside. He was useless in the morning. One day he looked in the mirror. He noticed Willow had a rosy complexion and looked well-nourished. While he looked like a male ghost, Willow saw him looking at her, leaned over, and said flirtatiously, with alluring eyes, "Want more?" His legs went weak. He quickly shook his head. But she had already grabbed him. He was forced again. There's only a bull that dies from exhaustion, not a field that's plowed until it's barren. Luckily, she got pregnant with their second child. He could finally rest for a while. Now, whenever he saw a woman, his legs felt weak. Why did he ever think Willow was like a little white rabbit, with big boobs, looking easy to handle and fun to mess with? She was killing him. Willow's best friend came to see her again. They lay in the bedroom chatting. From time to time, they let out lewd laughter. Alex's scalp tingled when he heard it. Whenever her best friend came over, nothing good happened. Sure enough, that night, after the child was asleep, Willow beckoned to him. "Honey, come here. I have a surprise for you." He took a step back. He didn't want a surprise. He didn't want excitement either. He just wanted to live the rest of his life in peace. The end.